This is the Genesis GV70, and you wouldn't know it unless I told you, but it's all electric. The electric charge port is actually hidden into the front grille right there, and it pops up, and that's where you plug the car in. But I gotta say, I am shocked at how much I like this car. I mean, first of all, the looks on the outside, let's just go straight to the wheels. These are 20-inch wheels with white brake calipers. Nobody is making white brake calipers except for Porsche and Genesis. I mean, these wheels look incredible. The whole flow of the entire exterior of the car is excellent looking. The one weird thing I will show you, and this isn't an alignment issue, this is just how the hood's built, but it just kind of lays on top of the body panels. And as you can see right here, it just kind of falls over the front edge as opposed to sitting flush. I thought this was a mistake, but that's just how it's built. I own a Tesla Model Y, so a lot of you may think that I'm an Elonite, and I'm really not. I like Teslas, but oh my God, does this blow the Model Y out of the water in terms of luxury and comfort. So let's jump into the interior now. Look at those white calipers. Why does that excite me, folks? It just does. Look at this interior. I mean, almost, honest to God, it looks like a Bentley or Aston Martin. Now, this is a $74,000 electric SUV, so you should expect to get some really nice luxury. Heated, cooled, and massaging seats. To turn on the massager, you click this button right here, and it starts to work your cheeks. I've never felt something work my cheeks like this. It's incredible. Press it again, turn it off. Another luxurious feature. We'll talk about this exciting button in a second. Another luxurious feature here. If you're driving this car, right? You're alone in the car because you're a wealthy business person, right? You don't have other people in the car with you. You need to move the seat. You can't reach over here. You'll blow your shoulder out. If you want to adjust the seat, you can do it from right here at this button. You want to adjust the back right here on this button. Isn't that nice? You can adjust the seat for your mistress before she gets in. I think that's beautiful. Now, one of the things about electric cars that a lot of companies are missing right now is they need to be more exciting than a gas-powered car. You have to give a person a real good reason to want to buy an electric car over a gas-powered car, and it can't just be government incentives and things like that. And this car got it right, giving it 416 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Now, when you hit this button right here, you get an extra 54 horsepower for 10 seconds. So just another cool feature. It also, you'll notice it has these paddle shifters here. These do a couple things. It reduces the amount of regenerative braking that you have when you let off the throttle. And then also, if you click it all the way, if you click this one all the way, it says I-pedal up there. So I-pedal is single pedal driving, meaning it will come to a complete stop when you let off the gas. You'll be gaining the maximum amount of kinetic energy back into the battery, and then you can do single pedal driving, so you don't need to use the brakes, and those white brake calipers can stay white. Some other features here. You got the screen up top. It's pretty nice looking. It is kind of far away, you know, can't reach. Again, luxury. I don't want to sit up and reach this. So if we go down here, there are some really nice features. Cooled seats are on, so if you want to reduce them, you click up, and that reduces the level of cooling. This whole screen here gives you haptic feedback. So if I want to have the air blowing simply on the driver, when I click this, there's a little vibration that goes into my fingertip and tells my brain, hey, we just did something. This is a good feature here, especially for electric vehicles, if you're trying to save battery while you're driving around, only having the air blow on you. But again, I'm a successful business owner and I want the air blowing all through this car. So this entire thing is very sleek and nicely done. Again, Tesla having just the touchscreen throws a lot of people off, and this is very familiar. Now into the drive modes. If you pull this back, our drive modes pop up there. Now you will notice as I change drive modes in the bottom left, the range will change depending on what drive mode I am in. Very small feature, but again, something nice and something that as a driver, I'm going to want to know. This car can charge up to 350 kilowatts, which is impressive. Again, the Model Y in comparison is 250. The difference is the capability of this car far exceeds the third-party charging networks that it has access to. That's like the #1 issue that you run into. But if you're not doing road trips in this thing, you want to just go around town and be in an electric vehicle, I mean, this is an excellent option. I just absolutely love this thing. Look how clean the back of it is. Even this feature right here, so you can see how clean this line is here. Porsche does this on the Macan. They hide the button for the trunk right there so they can keep clean body lines, which opens it up right into the trunk. So, I mean, I just cannot say enough good things about this car. So you must be asking yourself, like, what are the downsides to it? The downsides truly are, if you want to go on road trips and things like that, I could see you being frustrated with how the charging network is. It's clunky, it's not that great, and that could frustrate you. But if you're like, I got another car for road trips, this is for around town, I want to get an electric vehicle that's luxurious, this is it. It's very fast, it's fun to drive, it's efficient. You can charge it at home. Your gas station is at home. That's what you have to keep in mind with electric vehicles. People are like, oh, that's annoying, you have to go sit there for 30 minutes. No, you plug in every night, you wake up to 80 or 90% battery, and you hit the road for the day. You never have to go to the gas station. You don't have oil changes, transmission fluid changes. You're changing the tires every few years. So it's really nice. Now onto the back seat here, again, you have these stitched and porous seats with this, we'll call it rose gold piping along the back here. It's really well done. It's so comfortable. Let's see what this, okay, very straightforward, 2 cup holders. We've got heated seats on both sides, and you have this little display here. You got off, auto, so we can turn on the rear climate control here. Then you can change that, and that adjusts, and the fan speed, and that adjusts. So yeah, so then you can aim it, wow, you can even aim it up to your chest or down on your feet, so that's really cool. And then that's how you turn it off. And then back here, we have some USB ports. It's interesting, there are no USB-C ports in this car. And additionally, the Apple CarPlay is wired Apple CarPlay. I don't know what the reasoning for that is. I don't know if it's more expensive to license that, but it is certainly weird because there are cars that are much cheaper than this that have wireless Apple CarPlay, like the Toyota Prius, for example, that I just had. But my goodness, is this car great to drive. So now that we've been parked here, we've been sitting here for a while. This is my daily driver right here, actually. Me and my wife came over on the Oregon Trail. It's not just a video game, it's real life, folks. You can see the seat moves back as I open this up for a luxury experience. When I close the door, it scoots back up. Let's see what we got here. Again, weird that this is a wireless charging port here, but then why are there not USB-C? I don't know. Center console, pretty straightforward. They also have this. This may look familiar to some of you Tesla owners, but you can just have your key be this key card, kind of a nice feature as well. Now, I've been really positive about this car, but there is one negative that I'd like to show you. We're gonna go and charge this on a charger. So we're gonna go find a charger. Now, this is a problem with these cars because they throw all of these out here, and the normal consumer does not know what this is. So let me help you out a little bit. So AC charging is in general, slower than DC charging. And then you can see they have little bolts here to show you can get more energy out of these chargers. I think an easier way to remember is you don't want the A's, you want those D's. If you know what I'm talking about, not funny. So when you scroll down here, you can see all of these different charging companies. It's even interesting, it says Shell Green Lots. So I would go away from a lot of these. I think Electrify America is the one that we're going to go to because it's a 350 kilowatt charger. So we're gonna go to that one and see what type of speeds we can get out of this car because it can apparently get up to 350 kilowatts. So let's see. All right, so that was pretty easy. I came here, I had to log back into my Electrify America account, plugged it in, and then hit initiate charge. That is a gorgeous Ioniq, by the way. That's what I love about coming to these Electrify America chargers. A lot more diversity. Yeah, so we're looking at 186 kilowatts. It's interesting, this is a 350 kilowatt charger, but it said you're gonna get between 1 and 255. I'm not exactly sure why that's the case. But yeah, it looks like we're going consistently at 186 kilowatts. I'm interested to see what's on the inside of the car. Also, I did park in the handicap spot because there were no handicap people here. And there were also no other chargers that did 350. So did I do the wrong thing or the right thing? Who knows? 16 minutes to get me up to 80%. So that's not that bad. That's pretty quick. And I had a nice experience on this charger. The only like slightly negative part is just I was logged out of my Electrify America account. Like with Tesla, you walk up and plug in. There's no swiping a card or anything. They set the bar so high. I just think other companies need to figure out how to do the same thing. So yeah, we're charging consistently at 186, 185 kilowatts. Again, this is supposed to get up to 350. Now, I don't know if that's because the battery isn't warm enough. Having a solid charging session here, no real complaints. It's also showing the car is requesting 194 kilowatts, but it's only giving us 189 kilowatts. Don't know why, just reporting the facts here. As we're sitting here charging, something to know about the ergonomics of this. Okay, front seat, little tight. The reason for that is we put a car seat in the back. Look how tight this is. The car seat essentially makes the driver's seat unusable unless you're really short. So just another thing to note, this car is spacious if you don't have a car seat in it, but compared to the Model Y, a significantly smaller back seat to front seat area. So just something to note. All right, so we're gonna take the car off the charger here. $20.16, we're at about 74% charge, and that's for 46 kilowatt hours at, I think it's 46 cents per kilowatt hour. So, and as you can see, the speed here is tapering off at 163 kilowatts, asking for 167, so all of that's in line as well. Just got a warning that the charge port was left open. If you think you look like an idiot with the gas port left open, imagine how I looked with this. So that was beautiful. All right, McDonald's, is that Popeyes, Dairy Queen? It's just like, hey, why don't you show us where Saladin goes at? Anything, jeez. So for 20 bucks, that charge took us from about 40 miles of range to 172 miles of range. I'm now in some start-stop traffic, and the car has a feature where it can continue to go start-stop traffic. So some cars, when the car comes to a complete stop, it will make you say, hey, is it okay to go now? Whereas this is just doing it for me, which is really nice. Just again, a nice luxury feature. Is going to work on a daily basis. Yeah, the traffic is like the worst part of it. Relieves some stress off of you, letting the car safely do it itself. Yeah, I'm still sitting here, I'm still steering it or whatever. I can even put it in a mode where it will keep itself within the lines. So it'll do that as well. And I can also adapt the follow distance between the cars. So I'm currently at a level 1. I can go up to a level 4. I'm assuming level 4 is the furthest distance, level 1 is the closest distance. Can't say enough good about this. I wish my vocabulary was larger so I could say things other than nice and good. Dodge Neon SRT4, big fan. Another unique luxury feature of the Genesis GV70 is when I cross 80 miles per hour, the seats close in and grip me. They grip me in a different way. Now that's when I'm not in sport mode. I just realized I am in sport mode. So if I get out of sport mode and I go into eco mode, for example, and I cross 80 miles per hour, the seats will start to grip me. They just close in. So the side bolsters are adjustable. Again, they've just truly thought of every little thing. What can we do to make this exceptional on the interior? They just didn't skip on anything that I can see. Now, the range of the car is, I think, approximately 200 to 250 miles. I have found that basically every other car company besides Tesla can hit their advertised range. Porsche, for example, they advertise like 200 miles of range, and then you test it, and they're getting 300 miles of range. So I don't know what to say or think about that, but it's just so smooth. It's so quick. The seats massage you. That's only in the driver's seat. It's not in the passenger seat. I really like this thing. You know, I'm almost like considering having this. The battery type is a lithium-ion polymer, and I have no clue what that means. The capacity is 77.4 kilowatt hours, and here are some of the charging times. On a standard 240 volt to charge from 10 to 100%, it'll take about 68 hours. Now, very few people are actually doing that. On rapid charging, which is about 50 kilowatts, you're looking from 10 to 80% to take 7 hours. And then from 10 to 80% on a rapid charger, which is greater than 250 kilowatts or 800 volts, that takes only 18 minutes. The battery itself weighs about 1,063 pounds. This SUV is all-wheel drive, and it has an electronically controlled suspension with road preview. Road preview is a sensor that sees what's out ahead and are there any imperfections in the road. So I'm on this dirt path right now driving out, and overall it's pretty smooth, but it feels like an air suspension. Now, personally, I don't think air suspension is always the answer. A well-tuned suspension, to me, is better, that's adaptable, and that's what this is, and they've done, again, an incredible job. Like, I didn't expect to like this car. Like, one of the upcoming cars that I'm looking forward to is getting a manual transmission Toyota Supra. That excites me. But this, I mean, it's caught me off guard. I mean, it's fast, it's useful, the technology's great, the ride quality is excellent, and I swear to God, I make more money when I'm in this car. Like, I just feel I feel good. And the light interior is certainly the way to go. If you're looking at buying one of these, go with the light interior. It has tons of power. It has the fun drive modes. You know, if we get on the boost button here, well, let's do an acceleration pull up here. And I'll also get you, we'll do a 0 to 60 acceleration so we can see what the 0 to 60 time is. I feel like it could close in the upper 3s. All right, so boost engaged. You can hear the wheels chirping the entire way. So again, like, that's the part of the fun of electric vehicles, is the instantaneous torque. There's no drama to the engine or anything like that. Now, to the typical enthusiast, that's a bad thing. Like the sound of the exhaust, you like shifting gears. This is not what that's trying to replace. But man, for an around town car, I'd rather be in this than a gas-powered car. It's quicker, it's smoother to drive, it's quiet, you can enjoy your podcast or the music you're listening to. It's, I mean, you're probably surprised I own a Tesla and I'm speaking this highly of it, but I'm just honest about, look, this sign right here says racer registration. I tell you what, I'd do well in there with this thing. There's the racetrack. God, what if I just drove in? I wonder if they'd let me take a lap. But this is joy to drive. It's very smooth. I like the instrument cluster. It's not just some digital garbage display. It is partially digital in some ways, but it looks like a traditional gauge cluster. Even the fuel gauge says H and L for high and low on the battery charge. Just gives you something that's easy to get used to. You go, oh, okay, yeah, there's where I'm at. I should probably fill up soon or charge up soon. You know, whatever you want to say. But Genesis, hey, you know, when I start clapping, something went right in a review. I mean, this is nice. I know you're all like, but it's expensive. Yeah, I know it's expensive. But you know where this falls? What I've realized where this falls? This falls between a Model Y and a Model X. The Model Y, the ride quality is still rough. It's certainly better than it was, but the cost is very good on the Model Y. You're looking at like a $55,000 car for the performance model. But then Model X, now you're looking at close to $100,000. So that's where this falls. This has such good ride quality, has nice technology. The charge port in the front is cool because it doesn't ruin the body lines on the side of the car. I like that a lot. It charges extremely fast as long as you can find a charger that's capable of charging at that speed. That's the one downside, is if you're gonna take road trips on this, I just caution you because you could find yourself in some bad situations in terms of waiting for the car to charge. It's pretty terrible currently as it is in the United States, and that's what's going to be tough. But you know, if you're not going to be charging, and again, like I said, if this is something you're looking for, a luxury car to cruise around town and you want it to be different, absolutely consider this. Genesis did an excellent job, and Hyundai is doing an excellent job, and that's where, you know, they're in the same family. So I think you're in good hands there. They've put the quality of Genesis in this with also the support of their whole division with their battery technology. It's very good. Now, if you want to see a comparison of this Genesis GV70 compared to my Tesla Model Y, click this video right here. That will be very helpful to you if you're cross-shopping the two. This is an excellent luxury SUV.